The Properties window in Blender, usually in the bottom right, is used to examine and edit various pieces of data about the project. Most of the panels here are context-sensitive in some way. Context-sensitive menus will only show you the settings of the currently selected object or the current scene. Every menu will tell you its context at the very top. Remember that this is the name of the selected context, like the current scene or the current object. It is not the title of the panel that we're in. We are currently in a scene that is called Scene. If we go to the Object Properties panel, it would tell us Cube. The very first icon just gives us settings of the currently selected tool. In fact, it gives us the same information, the same settings as in the toolbar region. Most Blender users use the toolbar region and don't go into this menu. The next two icons are Render and Output Settings, where we edit things like which rendering engine we are using, the output image resolution, and the file type of our finished renders. The next two panels are View Layers and the currently active scene settings. Many Blender projects will only have one scene and will not take advantage of view layers. After that, we have the World Properties, where we might change the skybox or environmental lighting settings. This is like changing the material of the background. This icon is red. The other red icons also have to do with materials. The one at the bottom is where we edit the materials of the currently selected object, and the last one is texture properties, which you may not see depending on the selected object. The green icon will change depending on what type of object is selected. I currently have a mesh object selected, so it's giving me information that's mesh related, like vertex groups or auto smoothing normals. If I had a camera selected, I would have a camera properties window here, it would be green as well, and a light would be the light properties, also a green icon. The blue icons all involve procedural modifications to the object, like code executing on that object. Modifiers are pretty much exactly that, but worthy of their own video to investigate. The other blue tabs are for particle systems, physics, and constraints, which are all like different systems that use our provided object in some way, like as the boundary to a physics simulation. The orange icon, the same orange color as selecting objects, deals with the data of the selected object directly. For example, we can modify the cube's position, rotation, and scale just by typing numbers in here instead of moving it with our mouse in the scene. The orange icon and below are all contextual about the currently selected object, while the ones above are all about the current scene, and we often only really have one scene. Note that when deselecting objects, it shows us the previously selected object, and when selecting multiple objects, it will show us the active object in the selection. So gray icons are more generally about the scene or the world, the orange icon is about object properties, and red icons involve materials. Blue icons are about procedural modifications, and green ones are more specific for the unique features of the selected object. The panel generally goes from less specific to more specific as you go down.